بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Recite after me الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله. My dear brothers, since we are in the masjid, let's also make an intention to do i'tikaf. Nawaitu sunnat al-i'tikaf. Whenever you get a chance to enter into a masjid, try to make this intention so that while you are in the masjid, you keep on getting reward for sunnat i'tikaf. And this, when you step outside the door of the masjid, this finishes. It's not like the sunnat i'tikaf in Ramadan where it goes on for 10 days. This is a nafal i'tikaf, which finishes when you go out of the masjid. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. A person passed away, and he was considered as not a very pious person. So one of his neighbors saw him in his dream after his death, and asked him, "What happened to you in the grave? How did Allah Azza wa Jal treat you? Ma fa'ala Allahu bika. How did Allah Azza wa Jal treat you?" He said, "I had several sins, and they came like mountains. But there was one deed which saved me." So this person who was having the dream, he said, "What was this deed which saved you?" He said, "One time a muhaddith, a narrator of the hadith, a teacher of the hadith, was teaching hadith to his students. And he narrated a hadith about the benefits of reciting Darood Sharif. And I was so moved by that narration of the Prophet ﷺ that as soon as I heard it, I said loudly, I recited the Darood. And upon hearing my Darood, the whole gathering recited Darood loudly. And Allah liked this, my action of reciting Darood loudly, that He forgave me and all the people who were gathered. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. My dear brothers, you know, this narration tells us about this muhaddith who was giving a lecture on hadith, and his students were gathered. But when we think of students, we think of a classroom, we think of a teacher sitting on a chair and then teaching his students up against a blackboard. But what happens is back then, the muhaddithin would give halaqas like this. They would come on after Maghrib, after Isha, after Asr, after Fajr. They would get on the mimbar, and the people gathered were their students. And whoever wanted to benefit, whoever at the time, would come and benefit from these hadiths, the scholars of hadith. And they would say, "Oh, I heard this hadith from so-and-so scholar in Basra. Or I went to Mulk Sham in Syria, and I had in the lecture of this sheikh, and I heard this hadith." So today, in a way, you are also the students of Sheikh Maulana Naim. So this is also a learning session. And we are students, and so let's recite Darood Sharif once loudly, inshallah. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. My dear brothers, today I want to highlight some benefits of Sunnah, of acting upon the Sunnah. And you know what happens is, a lot of times in this day and age, our young people, even the regular Muslims, and maybe you are gathered here and you are one of the elite in a way, that you have come here from your activities. A lot of people on Friday nights go to movies, go to do this, go to do that. They have parties planned, and you are blessed that this is your party. You are here to gain the good deeds. But what happens, my dear brothers, still, when we still come to the masjid and we come to these gatherings, but we still don't capture the essence of the Sunnah sometimes. This is narrated that a great muhaddith, Sayyidina Habah bin Khalid radiyallahu anhu, was invited by Khalifa Ma'mun Rashid. And this Khalifa was the leader of the Muslims. He used to invite all the scholars, he used to respect them. So he invited this great muhaddith to dinner. And after the meal was finished, the muhaddis started picking the leftover specks of food, like the grains of rice or the pieces of bread which were left on the dining mat, the dastakhan. And he started eating them. So the Khalifa said, have you not had your full? Have you not eaten enough? You are picking this food from the dastakhan or from the dining mat and eating it? So he said, yes, I have eaten to my content. And remember, let me digress here. Whenever it's narrated about like the awliya Karam and the muhaddis and the great pious people that they ate to their full, meaning they ate 1/3 of the stomach. It's not meaning they ate to the brim to where they cannot even get up. So coming back to this, he said, I have eaten to my content. But I have heard Sayyidina Hammad bin Salama radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He narrated this prophetic narration to me, this hadith to me, that whoever picks up specks of food from the dining mat, he will never face deprivation of wealth. He said, this motivates me to pick up these and eat them, these grains of food. So, my dear brothers, this Khalifa, the leader of the Mu'mineen, he got so pleased by hearing this hadith that he signaled his treasurer to bring a bag of 1,000 dinar and gift it to the great scholar. After he received this gift, he said, today I got the reward of following this hadith right away. This is the hadith where he said, if you eat it, you won't feel deprivation of wealth. And here, look at this. I got the wealth. I picked up some specks of food and I got the wealth. Subhanallah. While we are on this topic also, it's narrated by Imam Ghazali that whoever picks up the specks of food fallen on the dining mat, Allah will forgive his sins. And also he goes on to say that if a person who eats this, his siblings, his offspring will have nice faces. They will be handsome. Subhanallah. It is also narrated that a companion of the Prophet ﷺ, once he was traveling and he went under a tree and he unwound his imamah and threw it in the branches of the tree. And then once it was tangled, he untangled it and wrapped it around his head. So a companion with him said, what are you doing? You were traveling, why did you take off your imamah, put it in the branch, and now you are putting it back on? He said, I was with the Prophet ﷺ, and this tree used to be smaller. So when the Prophet ﷺ was riding on it, his imamah got tangled in one of the branches of this tree, this very tree. So I want to fulfill this sunnah, so I'm here, so I'm going to take the benefit of it. So just to make this, to act on this sunnah, he unwound his imamah, he tangled it in the branches and then untangled it to fulfill the sunnah. Subhanallah. These are the companions of the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And my dear brothers, we all have heard about Al-Hazrat Dawud Rahmatullah Ta'ala. He's a great scholar, he's a muhaddis, a qari, a hafiz, he did tafsir, he did hadith, and he's a mujaddid. And one time he was invited at somebody's place to eat. And when, it's a tradition, it's a Muslim tradition, then when we have the buzurg, the pious people, or the great scholars, we let them start first the dinner. This is one of the etiquettes of Muslims observe. So everybody was waiting for him to start. And there were some cucumbers. This is called, it's a Persian cucumber. Well, we have the American cucumber, and this is the Persian cucumber. Some people call it the English cucumber. Urdu is called kakri. This is a little bit skinnier. Thank you. And so it was sliced. He took one slice of it to start, and then he stopped everybody and took one more slice and one more slice, and then he pulled the whole plate of these cucumbers in front of him, and he started eating from it. He said, I'm going to eat this. So usually Allah used to eat very little. To where, you have heard where sometimes in Ramadan, he used to just take 3 or 4 tablespoons of firni and some chutney, and that's it. That was his iftar and seher. That's what he used to do for seher also. So he used to eat very little. Yeah, he was famous for that. But then today he's eating the whole tray of cucumbers. So people were surprised, but they didn't